The golden age of Hollywood promised it all. But behind the shimmering lights was a dark world built on silence, control, and survival. Today we're pulling back the curtain on 19 classic Hollywood stars whose early lives were filled with desperation, and in some cases, shocking accusations of sex work, exploitation, and scandal. These are the stories they never wanted you to hear. Barbara Payton. Before she was lighting up the silver screen in the late 1940s, Barbara Payton was navigating an underworld of survival. As a teenager in Minnesota, whispers suggest she engaged in transactional relationships with older men, not out of rebellion, but escape. Her rise to fame was fast, and her fall even faster. After a messy love triangle that ended with violence and scandal, Barbara found herself blacklisted. By the mid-1950s, she was reportedly back on the streets, this time openly working as a sex worker in Los Angeles. Her memoir was titled, "I Am Not Ashamed." Maybe she wasn't, but Hollywood was. Clara Bow defined the roaring 20s with her fiery screen presence. But off-screen, her life was anything but glamorous. Raised in poverty and chaos, Bow endured alleged abuse at home. Rumors circulated that as a young, aspiring actress, she was passed between powerful studio men. Not for screen tests, but for something far more sinister. Some biographers claim she was exploited in elite circles and forced to entertain producers. The price of fame for Clara? Her sanity. Tallulah Bankhead didn't play by anyone's rules. Her wild personality, bisexual affairs, and sharp tongue made her unforgettable. While she came from a wealthy Southern family, she was drawn to New York's underbelly. Whispers suggest she may have traded favors in her early years, but not out of desperation. Some say it was rebellion. A famous quote of hers? "My father warned me about men and booze, but he never mentioned women and cocaine." With Tallulah, truth and legend often blurred. Rita Hayworth became Hollywood's ultimate dream girl, but long before she was Gilda, she was Margarita Cancino, dancing in her father's nightclub act. Multiple sources suggest Rita's father exploited her, using her to entertain wealthy patrons in uncomfortable and potentially abusive ways. The studios later bleached her hair, reshaped her hairline, and gave her a new name. But some scars can't be hidden with makeup. Rita once said, "Men go to bed with Gilda, but they wake up with me." Evelyn Keyes was unforgettable in Gone with the Wind, but her own memoir hinted at a hidden life before the spotlight. She wrote openly about being a kept woman, a term used for young women financially supported by older men, often in exchange for intimacy. According to her, it was the price of survival in a brutal industry. Hollywood polished her image, but she never forgot the trade she made for fame. Jean Harlow nicknamed the Platinum Blonde, Jean Harlow's allure was legendary. But behind the studio-crafted icon was a woman allegedly molded and used by those with power. Harlow entered Hollywood under the wing of an ambitious mother. Several accounts claim she was part of secret starlet circles, where young actresses entertained studio executives in private. Her death at 26 only deepened the mystery. Did she control her image, or was she trapped in it? Lupe Velez fiery and magnetic. Lupe Velez broke barriers for Latinas in Hollywood. But her journey from Mexican nightclubs to Hollywood stardom was reportedly paved with more than auditions. Some allege she worked in underground brothels early in her life and may have relied on wealthy lovers to climb the ladder. She died under mysterious circumstances at 36, leaving behind questions and silence. Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake's signature hairstyle became iconic, but insiders whispered that her rise was too fast, too convenient. Allegedly, she charmed, or was pressured, into entertaining producers behind closed doors. She never confirmed the rumors. But her later struggles with alcoholism and poverty suggested a woman burned by the very system that once worshipped her. Hedy Lamarr, known as the most beautiful woman in the world, Hedy Lamarr starred in films and also co-invented technology that paved the way for Wi-Fi. But before all that, she escaped an abusive marriage in Europe and allegedly survived by becoming a paid companion to wealthy men. Was it prostitution? Was it protection? Maybe both. But Hedy flipped the narrative, from escape to invention. Mae West never hid who she was. Long before she became a comedic legend, she was performing risque burlesque shows and rumored to be part of underground cabarets where performers offered extras. She never confirmed the details, but when asked, she famously said, "I've always given people what they wanted for a price."